Just ahead on this edition of the Newsfeed, construction is set to begin on a new parking lot.
Plus, we talked to members of Virginia Tech's Rescue Squad.
And a new kind of sport for Virginia Tech students to get behind. Those stories and more coming up next on the Newsfeed. Hello, and thanks for joining us for this edition of the Newsfeed. I'm Sarah Sweeten.
And I'm Carter Malpass. With elections happening earlier this month, the issue of gender discrepancy in elected positions is apparent. The American Association of University Women has been working to encourage young women to take leadership positions within their universities and communities. AAUW, in partnership with Running Start, has created a program called Elect Her, designed to teach leadership skills and to give advice to young women interested in running for student government. The program made a stop at Virginia Tech on November 8th, which featured a 4.5-hour workshop with guest speakers and interactive exercises. Female VT students from freshmen to seniors came out to participate in the event, which featured speakers Leslie Hager-Smith from the Blacksburg Town Council and VT communication professor Dr. Kelly McBride. As far as women in elected positions at Virginia Tech, this year marks the first time in 7 years that the student government president and vice president are both females.
Blacksburg has seen a lot of construction the past few months, not just on Virginia Tech's campus, but also in the community. The North End Shopping Center, located on Price's Fork Road and Turner Street, has undergone renovation in hopes of attracting more community members to the services it has to offer. Construction was completed to allow for a more spacious parking area and new pedestrian sidewalks and entrances to the plaza. New signs were also installed to make the area more appealing.
It's even complicated with even some construction going on there, and it was a lot more closed off over on that end, and I think it's a lot more open now. There are a lot more ways to get here, and so I think it will bring in a lot more customers. I mean, even I like being in this place more.
The shopping center has recently added new shops in the past few months, such as Next Door Bake Shop and Palm Beach Tan, in addition to their big-name restaurants, Buffalo Wild Wings and Five Guys Burgers and Fries. A new restaurant called Wicked Taco is also currently in the works. The North End Shopping Center is walking distance from The Edge, the new apartment complex that opened this year.
Construction of a new building on Virginia Tech's campus is affecting parking and traffic in a major way. On Saturday, November 8th, construction began on Perry Street, which will result in the closure of the west end of Perry Street and a loss of 340 parking spots from the Daring parking lot. Construction workers set up a construction perimeter fence for the project by blocking off the intended areas with safety cones and caution tape. Students and faculty members have weighed in on the situation.
Looking from a business perspective, if they knew from the beginning of the year that they were going to have this loss in the number of spots, 340 spots is a lot to make up for, they should have raised the price so that there would be fewer students to buy the parking passes so that it wouldn't be a problem right now.
It gets pretty full. It's just during certain hours, but it gets extremely full, especially in the winter, during peak hours, which I guess would probably be from like 10 to 2. It's extremely hard to find a parking space, whether you're faculty, TA, grad student. So the loss of those spaces actually is going to make it harder because anyone trying to access buildings on that side of the street isn't going to have those spots, and it just puts an overflow on any other parking garages they try to find.
In addition to traffic changes, pedestrian flow will be studied as students and faculty adjust to the road closure. The construction will be broken into 3 phases, the first of which ending in early February 2015.
Many students who are graduating this December are finding it difficult to find a job before they even graduate. And the main reason behind this is something that upcoming grads can't help. Employers are telling them that they lack experience. However, the question that many new grads are asking is how exactly do they get the experience companies are looking for if no one is willing to hire them? Communication advisor Hannah Chenault tells how she prepares her students for success when it comes to finding a job after college.
For my students, I start with them in their freshman year thinking about what do you want to be when you grow up and what is that going to take. I think a lot of students come to college thinking that once I get this piece of paper, that's everything I need. I've ticked the box to get a great job. And with the job market being so competitive, employers are looking at everything now. So they're not just looking at grades, they are looking at extracurriculars. They're looking at community involvement. You know, that philanthropy piece doesn't go away when you get to college. It really extends into the job market. So students need to do their research and know what things they need to do to really stand out on a job application. So that means talking with people in your preferred field. It means going the extra mile both in the classroom to get strong recommendations and outside the classroom. I would say just really focusing on what you think you want to do, and then finding experiences not just within the university but on your own that really line up with that.
Chenault also said that once students find these experiences, they should already have a good resume ready to go. Of course, Virginia Tech offers help with resume building at Career Services, but popular sites such as ResumeBuilder.com charge a small fee and make a resume for you based on the information you give them. Other popular sites to aid with the job search include Monster.com and CareerBuilder.com. Just ahead on the news feed, find out how members of the VT Rescue Squad balance their responsibilities and being a student.
That story and more after this break.
So good to see you guys.
So, what's up? Oh, we finally bought a place.
Holy cow.
You seriously have enough saved to do that?
We've been putting a little aside each month.
Jeez, at the end of the month, we have nothing left to save.
Yeah, I have no idea where it goes.
Well, you're spending a lot on...
Was it good?
Oh, God.
Oh, how is my account overdrawn?
When it comes to financial stability, don't get left behind. Get tools and tips for saving at feedthepig.org.
When you throw away money on wasted electricity, you're throwing away everything you could have bought with it. Saving energy saves you money. Learn more at EnergySavers.gov.
Welcome back to the newsfeed. The largest undeveloped property in Blacksburg will remain empty after Modea, an advertising agency in Blacksburg, who had plans to purchase the site, has backed out of the purchase. Modea purchased the property back in 2011 with plans to build a headquarters there. However, after various issues, Montgomery County has now purchased the site back from Modea and will begin to look at other suitable buyers. Michael Sutphin, a member of Blacksburg Town Council, says disputes between the town and the county have resulted in somewhat of a stalemate regarding what should go on the property.
The idea, even though the master plan is suddenly becoming less relevant because it relied on Modea as being the anchor in the front, I still think the general planning principles that we came up with the master plan are still relevant. So extending our downtown, the front portion of the property being used to extend our downtown, whether it's shops, restaurants, a hotel, things like that, I think would be, or offices, I think that those would all be good uses.
Town council officials say since the site is so valuable, they will be particular about what they are allowed to go there.
Since 1969, the students of Virginia Tech's Rescue Squad have been serving Virginia Tech by providing emergency medical care for the community. Newsfeed reporter Amber Lee has more on this story.
VT Rescue Squad is a volunteer, student-run emergency medical care and rescue organization committed to providing the university with the best emergency medical care available. In addition to responding to 911 dispatches, the Rescue Squad also provides care for all athletic standby events, concerts, and other special events on campus. The organization also provides transport services from Shifford Health Center to hospitals, manages the university public access defibrillation program, and administers CPR, AED, first aid, and EMT basic courses. The organization is comprised of a diverse group of Virginia Tech students with a variety of majors, all committed to giving back to their community through serving on the Rescue Squad. Junior Trent Oliver said he joined the squad to serve his fellow students.
Every single day you get a chance to serve and help people when they're in some of their darkest times or when they're just in dire need.
Being a student and a member of this squad takes a tremendous amount of dedication and focus.
It's definitely a balance you have to strike. You need to be pretty good with time management. If that means studying while you're at the station, when we're not on calls, or just taking a break from it for a little bit and making sure that you get your schoolwork done. Schoolwork does come first.
Although Oliver said that he loves this unique chance to give back to Virginia Tech, he sometimes finds the emergency situations the squad responds to difficult to witness.
It's kind of a double-edged sword. It ends up being my favorite and least favorite thing, is that when we get a call, a lot of times it's when a person's at one of their most darkest times in their life. And it's extremely rewarding to be able to go out and help them during that time. But it's also unfortunate because sometimes we see things or encounter people that are just having the worst day of their lives, and you don't want to see anybody suffer that way.
Oliver said that the squad is a great support system for him, and he talks to other squad members and relies on them to get through tough times. This has been Amber Lee reporting for the Newsfeed.
To become a member of VT Rescue Squad, you must go through a rigorous application and training process. For more information about VT Rescue, visit www.rescue.vt.edu.
With the Tech football team's less than stellar performance as of late, some Hokies are looking towards a new type of competition. Reporter Ben Kim has more.
Virginia Tech is known for its football, but the school fields teams in a long list of athletics. Unknown to most of the community, Hokies also compete in what's being called electronic sports, or esports for short. Instead of footballs and cleats, cyber athletes clutch at keyboards and mice as they face off in a variety of competitive games like Counter-Strike Global Offensive, StarCraft 2, and League of Legends. Organizations like the National Collegiate Esports Association and the Collegiate Star League act as video game-themed organizations akin to the NCAA. Zach Kailani, president of the Virginia Esports Association, tells us more.
Yes, we have a StarCraft 2 team, we have a CSGO team, and a League of Legends team. Yeah.
And what leagues do they compete in?
In CSPA, I think in CSO.
Do you know how they're doing right now in the season?
The CSGO team's doing really well. I have no idea about the StarCraft 2 team, and the League of Legends team is not doing very great.
They may not look like athletes, but many people consider esports a viable alternative to actual sports. Some 32 million viewers tuned in to watch the Season 3 World Championship of League of Legends, and the number of players is increasing at a steady rate. Esports is still far from the level of professional sports, both in viewership and legitimacy, but it looks to be well on its way. The 2014-2015 season is already underway, and the Counter-Strike, League of Legends, and StarCraft 2 teams could use your support. Check out the Virginia Esports Association's Facebook page for more information. Back to you guys at the desk.
Thanks, Ben. With Thanksgiving holidays just around the corner, Virginia Tech students are planning their rides home to spend time with their families and friends.
The lack of transportation options home, however, has made this a challenge for many. With over 21,000 undergraduate students, Virginia Tech is home to students from all over the country and even the world. While most of these students are Virginia residents, 24% are out of state. The proximity to towns and cities, including Christiansburg and Roanoke, allows for students to catch buses and flights home, but this can come at a timely and expensive price. For those without cars, Megabus and Home Ride buses can cost students around $150 round trip, depending on their destination. And with Megabus located in Christiansburg, students also have to find a ride to take a taxi from Blacksburg.
I'm from Pittsburgh, so the Megabus doesn't go there. So for me to get home, I either have to catch a ride from someone and look for rides on the Facebook group, or I have to take the bus to DC, then to Philly, and then to Pittsburgh. So that is really unrealistic.
Bad experiences with Megabus and the high cost of flights deter students from taking either of these options. But as there are no competitors, service quality and prices remain unchanged. Talks of a regional train in Christiansburg have been discussed, but no progress has been made. That will wrap up this edition of the Newsfeed. If you have a story idea for the Newsfeed, let us know. Send us an email at thenewsfeednrv@gmail.com. Thanks for watching. I'm Sarah Sweet.
And I'm Carter Malpass.